we just talked about Vallejo. We just talked about his music. You went to the ATL, so you know. I know you were in the mecca of music down there in the ATL, but you came from a place where the mecca of music in the Bay Area is from Vallejo, California. You also was born and raised in Oakland, a huge
I can
music.
tell you stories about that
It's a
too.
huge music factory there as well. But we're gonna keep it on the V. So it's time for another installment of the V List. Yay. All right, so like I've said before on previous episodes, when I first went to TSU in 1992, I took Mac Dre with me. I took E40 with me. You know, nobody on my campus knew who those individuals were. I took the clique with me. You just mentioned running into them. By the way, let me say this. That Church's Chicken that you worked at, I remember that Church's Chicken. I don't know. I know the building's still there. I don't know if it's still Church's Chicken. Right across the street from Rich Arts. I used to go to Rich Arts to get my hair
Yes.
cut, right?
Yep.
And
Right across the street.
yeah,
Yep.
and they had a
They
studio
had that
next
check
door.
cashing place.
They had a check cashing place. They had a Sick with the Records had a studio next
Yep.
door. And then
Yep.
D-Shot opened up his shop.
Yep.
T.Y. Uzi's right there.
Yep.
Man, right in front of that shop. A real talk. At that light one day, you remember that car I used to drive in high school? I had the brown
You had a
car,
nice car too.
the convertible. I had got my hair cut at Rich Arts and I was getting in it, about to leave, and this big Suburban pulled up right next to me and stopped. You know, it was right there by the light and it was revving his engine. I looked up and he was like, he rolled his window down. He's like, "Hey, I'll give you 3 G's for it right now." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I'll give you 3 G's for it right now." He talking about buying my car right now for 3 G's. My dad bought that car, man. My dad would whoop my tail if I sold him that car, man. I was like, "Nah," and now, you know who it was? It was
Who?
Be Legit. Be Legit was pulling up to the studio, and I was parked right there in front of it, and he was like, "Hey, I'll buy it right now."
Yeah, you did have a nice car though.
Yeah, but yeah, nah, that's my little fun story, my little fun fact. I don't know Be Legit like that, but that's the only interaction I ever had with him in my life. But anyway, that's a little side story. We're gonna get back into the V List. Here's a scenario, okay? You've helped one of your favorite high school graduates get into the Bay Area college of their choice, but they don't know anything about the culture. You have the task of introducing them to Bay Area culture through music. After doing some research on the culture, the student asked if you could recommend some artists from Vallejo for them to listen to. What 5 Vallejo-based music artists are you recommending?
I gotta do 5?
You got to do 5.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's
Okay.
like 35 or 40 of them.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna do, of course, LaRussell, because he's the latest and I love him and I love how he like inspires young people and he does the concerts in his backyard.
Love LaRussell.
Mac Dre is a classic. And
Okay.
then of course E40. And then I love his, Sugar Tea from the V.
Clicked out me, Sugar Tea from the
Yes.
V.
And then what's the singing cousin? Is it D-Shot? Who's the singing cousin?
LaVitty.
Yes, I love LaVitty. I love the
LaVitty.
way he be I love the way he be singing. I'm like,
In
hey.
your
But I'm from
city.
Oakland, so I can't, we cannot
Shout
go
out to
without
LaVitty.
Too Short, because back in the day when I used to go to elementary school at St. Elizabeth, he used to be selling his tapes out the trunk.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then so I can't just keep it all the way, up there. And then we had all those guys used to come up to Holy Names to, get at the girls. What was the name? Who used to be with Too Short?
Um, um,
Oh, oh my gosh.
was it a group?
Yep, it was a group. They used to always come up to was it the 415? The 415?
I don't know.
They used to have this song called The Sideshow. Boom, boom, boom,
Oh,
boom, boom, boom,
were
boom,
they from
boom.
Palo Alto?
No, they were from like San Francisco. And then I forgot. Shema used to listen to this one song, and we used to always go like the Get Low from San Francisco. I forgot that
Yeah,
group.
I
He
don't
used
know
to
if
always
that
play it. We used to listen.
RBL, maybe
Yes,
RBL
yes,
Posse,
RBL Posse.
RBL.
Yes. I don't smoke that.
Don't give me no Bama
Yeah,
weed.
no
Don't
weed.
smoke that
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
SLC.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
So those 5 from Vallejo, but they have to be well-rounded, so they have to get, the Too Short, RBL Posse, and I believe it's the 415. But
yeah.
yeah, because I remember that song is called The Sideshow. Now I'm gonna go listen to
For
that
sure,
after
I got to
this.
go listen to it too. So I gave you a challenging task, knowing that your musical cultural roots also come from Oakland a little bit, and you're bringing someone of your favorite college students, probably from the South somewhere, going to the Bay Area, and you had to introduce them to the culture through music. So I see why you threw some Oakland in there. I see why
Yeah,
you threw
but
some
no,
Too Short in there.
LaRussell right now, I like to always go to his Instagram page
Yeah,
to see what's going on. I'm not gonna lie, my sister put me on, because I was like, "Who's this dude?" Even my, bonus mom was like, "Who's that guy LaRussell? He bought everybody in the restaurant, food, and I like him." I was
yeah.
like, "You need to go listen to his music. He be putting on."
That's dope. Yeah, my cousin, I ain't gonna lie, my cousin, younger cousin, Lil Vince, man, put me on. Shout out to Trippy V. Yeah, he put me on a
Trippy
LaRussell.
V.
That's my
Mhm.
cousin. He that's just his Instagram handle. He put me on a LaRussell about maybe 3 years ago. But LaRussell had already had probably 20 albums out by the time I found out about him. I think he on album like 38 or 39 or something.
Wow. But he
Yeah.
has so much good energy. He just is so fun. I'm just like, this one.
A lot of energy. Love his, his mood, his thought, his mindset. Very, very good humanitarian. Like I like that about him.
Yes.
His spirit, humanitarian spirit. I really like that about him. Very mature. You could tell that he, as at one time, maybe wasn't as mature, and he's learned to mature
Yeah.
himself. And he's very open and honest about his flaws too.
Yeah.
Like I ain't perfect. I'm still trying, just like you are.
Yeah.
I
I
love
love
that,
it. I wish
man.
you would come down south to do a little concert.
I
I'd
know.
come down here.
I keep thinking now. He has put on a couple of shows. I think he's done something in conjunction with other artists. He
Mhm.
toured with T Pain a little bit, so I think he's been around the South a little bit. And I can't wait till he comes down here. I'm trying to. I often think, how can I find a way to get LaRussell to come to Nashville and do a show? I'm sure
You can probably just reach out. He seems like you could reach out. Like
there's a there's a
T-Pain
there's a culture
supposedly.
there's a culture of
T
people. I'm sorry, there's a culture of people here in Nashville who really mess
Yeah.
with LaRussell. I mean, I'm in the music game and I follow a lot of people that's do music here in Nashville, and I know for a fact they mess with LaRussell. If he showed up, they would be out.
Yeah, because I know T-Pain, he lives down the street somewhere around here. Because one time we were in the store, and I just remember I saw a show, and then he was talking about how he messed up, but how his wife is good to him, and I remember I was like, "I'm not gonna be like, 'Hey!'"
Yeah, for
I was
real.
like,
T Pain. T Pain's a
yeah,
dude. I love T Pain's music though.
I
I
love him
I
too.
always have
Mhm.
since Epiphany, man. Ever since that album, I like T Pain.
Yeah.
So all right, so yours was your Vallejo playlist was E40,
I said
Mac Dre,
E40, Mac Dre, The
The
Click.
Click. Well, so
I
okay,
said Lavidi, and then I
Lavitti.
said, Sugar T from the V.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we throw Too Short and
Too
RBL in there
Short.
for to round out the Bay Area culture.
Mhm,
That's dope,
mhm.
me. So, with all due respect, Amore, you get the opportunity to create that list the way you want to. I'll let you modify it. You threw an Oakland artist in there. I ain't mad. You threw a San Francisco artist in there. I ain't mad. That's part of the culture of the Bay. There are big brothers and sisters or whatever, cousins, whatever you want to
Yes.
call us. But dope. I appreciate you participating. That was fun, and I love the fact that you introduced two artists from Vallejo that likely don't get introduced much often in this segment, if not at all. Sugar T has been mentioned once or twice, but nobody's mentioned Levitti. Me and Levitti share the same last name, so
Oh,
Levitti King, man, shout out on our high school graduation shirt. That Vallejo Apache shirt with all the names on the back. Mine and his is right next to each other. I thought that was
oh,
pretty dope. But shout out to Levitti, man. I love the way he sings as well.
yeah,
Miss that sound, with the click, man.
yeah. No, like, another thing that people don't know about me is, I mean, yeah, I do talk a lot of shit. Like, if you really know me, I do talk a lot of shit. But I like to, I tell a lot of jokes, but I
Hmm.
always think to myself, like, how did he get into the singing game? Was he sitting on the steps one day and he was singing and his voice was like, "Yo, you should be in this song." I
You
just
know,
think
he probably at
but,
church, man. He
yeah, I was
got
about to say
he
church.
probably started singing at church when he's a little kid, and it was like, we got to put some. If you think about it, when 40 came out, there was still like Nate Dogg was starting to come out. There was some
Yeah,
and down in Southern Cal, and there was some singers that was starting to kind of croon in the hip hop space a little bit. And I guess 40 and them was like, we need us one. We got one sitting on the porch
yeah.
right here. You know.
Right, because I mean, I love see, I always love to tell kids because I love, history and I love hip hop, so you'll find that on my YouTube too, 12 lessons on hip hop and history.
Oh, that's dope.
Besides, that, is that, like, E40 was in the band, at what's it, Grambling, right?
Yeah, at Grambling.
Yeah, and I
Sure
think
was.
also Too Short used to be in the band at Fremont High School, so,
Hmm.
again, yes, they rap, but they still have musical skills, and that's how it led them to, the music.
If you are a high school student or a middle school student and you are in the band or you are considering being in a band or you're considering leaving the band because you want to do other things, don't underestimate the power of what being in the high school band can do for you, whether it's a marching band or like a jazz band or a rock band, whatever. There are so many artists that are now doing their thing professionally and earning a great living and enjoying what they're doing because they never stopped doing what they love. They started with music as a kid, kept it up through middle school and high school, and now doing what they love professionally. Too Short and E40 are one of those. I played in the band myself when I was, a kid. I started playing the trumpet when I was in third grade. I played all the way through ninth grade. Only reason why I stopped is because I wanted to play sports. But when I went at Vallejo High School, sports was very competitive, but so was the band. And
Yep.
the band instructor told me it's one or the other. I was first chair trumpet player at Vallejo Junior, so I would have been probably first chair trumpet player at Vallejo Senior. He was like, it's either band or sports, but it can't be both. I was like, well, I got to stop playing, stop playing the trumpet then.
And I hate how people try to say that you can't do 2 things, but, I understand with the time commitment. Um, I actually come from a musical family. My, grandfather he helped start the jazz era of Singapore. So
Hmm.
he was a saxophone player,
Hmm.
um, and he also played the violin and all that kinda stuff. I one of the things I wanna say too is, yeah, don't give up your artistic thing. I actually used to do art for 16 years. I didn't do any drawing or art when I became a teacher because I thought that's what I needed to do in order to do a career, and I
Hmm.
finally picked it back up.
You
So,
are you drawing now?
I have to get inspired,
Hmm.
but I
Well,
just thought that was, like, crazy that I didn't do it for 16 years when I
yeah. I mean, we don't know what we don't know until we learn about it, and that's what we pay it forward and educate the younger folk. Like,
Mhm.
don't let this happen to you. If you have a dream, go for it. If it's something you want to
Yeah,
do at 13, start at 13. Don't wait till you
right,
become 30 or 40 to start doing it, or don't think it's impossible for you. Go ahead and start pursuing it. I
right.
think that's great. Thank you for that. For that reminder to pursue that. Pursue that thing that's in your heart. All right, we're wrapping it up.